The North Fayette Valley Tiger Hawks will travel to Sumner Fredericksburg for week number 2 this week. Head coach Justin Heins joining us. And coach, week 1 result didn't go your way against Independence. What were the main takeaways from last Friday night?
Played a pretty good first half. Got down a little bit, came back, got a stop, went down and got a score right before half and tied it up 14-14. And some big plays second half. We got tripped up on a pass, and they got basically a walk-in touchdown. A tip pass on a screen pass ended up as an interception return. Later on, a fumble return for a touchdown. So I'm hoping we're done on defensive touchdowns against us for the year, but game kind of got away from us that way. But not as much depth as Independence. Really hot, Friday night kind of wore on us a little bit, but proud of the way the guys played. We never gave up, and Indy's a good football team.
And it kind of goes to show that big plays can take what was a competitive game and make the scoreboard a little bit more lopsided. You mentioned that interception was a tip pass on a screen play. What are some of those other things you can do to maybe correct and not give up those big plays?
Yeah, just doing the little things. We put ourselves in some tough situations. We had 9 pre-snap penalties that really hurt, and you're gonna have a tough time winning against anybody doing that because our biggest thing is we want to kind of stay on schedule on offense and pick away and when we're putting ourselves in 3rd and 13s and things like that, then it makes it harder on us.
On the offensive side, statistically, you put up some pretty decent numbers. Is there definitely some things to build on when it comes to moving the football?
Oh yeah, for sure. We move the ball pretty well. Like I said, those 9 penalties kind of put us in bad spots. And when we had drives when we didn't have penalties, we went down and scored. So just that alone is enough to show the kids that, if we do the things that we can control, then we'll be all right.
And seemingly you were able to move the football via the run or the pass. Looking at the stat sheet, were you pleased with the balance that you had?
Yeah, we always like to run the ball more, but Declan and Kale had a pretty good connection Friday night, and got to shore some things up in our run game and some blocking assignments that I think that'll help that and make us even more balanced. But you're right. Once we were on schedule, we were able to move the ball either way, so that was nice.
And this week, Sumner Fredericksburg is your opponent. You head on over there for a renewal of a rivalry and a close-in matchup. Sumner Fred ended up with a big win over East Buchanan in week number 1. What were your takeaways about them looking at the film from that game?
Yeah, we're telling the boys, East Buck's a pretty good football team. They were semifinalists last year, and when you have an Iowa recruit on your O line in A football, that's a big deal. And they had trouble moving the ball against Sumner Fred, and we know what kind of defense Sumner Fred plays, having played them, the last few years. And they hit some big plays. One big play early on, hit some plays at the end, and I think scored with no time left on the clock to tie it up, and then got the win in overtime. So we always tell the boys that the Sumner Fred kids, they kind of rise up. They play on emotion, and if you let them, give them something to play with, then they'll go ahead and they'll ride that high, and they do a good job with that. And they've always played us well on defense, so kind of things we expect when we go over there and play.
All right, Justin, hopefully you can get back on the winning track. Keep your guys healthy. We wish best of luck.
All right, thanks.
Justin Heins, head coach of the North Fayette Valley Tiger Hawks, North Fayette Valley and Sumner Fredericksburg this Friday night.